Las Vegas, of course, is not known for subtlety. It's a city where restraint goes to die. A place that looks like someone gave a toddler $1 billion in a bucket of glitter. And now, somehow, it's outdone even itself with the Sphere. From my hotel room, it looks like the Death Star mated with a lava lamp. A 360-foot eyeball that stares directly into your soul while simultaneously screaming, "I cost $2.3 billion and now I'm watching you pee." Inside, oh yes, it's essentially the Matrix, IMAX, and a migraine all crammed into a dome the size of the moon. The screen is so big, so bright, and so immersive that you don't watch things, you are swallowed whole by them. It's got 16K resolution, which is apparently 8K more than your eyes can process, meaning it's so sharp you'll see every pore on Joe Walsh's forehead when the Eagles are in town. And the sound system? It's not just surround sound, no. This is God-level audio. It's even in the seats. There are over 164,000 speakers, so precise they can whisper hello into your left nostril while screaming Vegas into your right butt cheek. But here's the thing, it's amazing. Spectacular, mind-blowing. It's like being inside a vision from the future. If the future was designed by Elon Musk while he hallucinated on mushrooms. And yet, because this is Las Vegas, next year there'll probably be another one, twice the size, that transforms into a robot at night. So stay with me as we embark on a journey through my profound revelations inside a planet-sized snow globe, which, by the way, also happens to be the most expensive light bulb in human history. And if you hang around until the end, I'll share a couple of crucial tips for buying tickets and surviving your visit to the Sphere, without selling a kidney or losing your mind in the overline. So there's something that photographers, myself included, will never ever admit. We've spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. We've lugged around lenses the size of artillery shells, tripods large enough to support small bridges, and bags so heavy they'd be legally classified as weapons in 3 countries. But despite all of that, there's something that the iPhone can do that we simply can't, and it's supremely annoying. Now picture this. I was in Las Vegas last weekend, which, as you know, is what would happen if a theme park had a love child with a slot machine. I went there to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere, a venue so futuristic it makes the Death Star look like it runs on coal. And if you haven't been to the Sphere, imagine stepping inside a planet, but one that blinks, flashes, and quite possibly listens to your thoughts. It's not just a concert venue. No, it's a multi-sensory, AI-driven, 164,000 speaker monster of an experience. Now, of course, no cameras are allowed because why would you want to capture the most spectacular visuals on Earth, right? But there I was, wedged somewhere in the cheap seats, peering down at what looked like ants performing Hotel California. And I thought to myself, I wish I had binoculars. Then, as if struck by divine inspiration, or perhaps desperation, I reached into my pocket and pulled out my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Alright then, I thought, let's see what this thing can do. I gave it a little pinch to zoom, and then another, and suddenly, boom, there he was, Joe Walsh, in all his rock and roll glory. I half expected the phone to start playing guitar solos on its own, and I just sat there blinking and thinking, this is not possible. But it is, and that's a problem. Because this little slab of glass and sorcery just absolutely crushed it. The optics, the software, the tiny goblins of AI magic living inside, they all work together in harmony to make my $3,000 mirrorless cameras feel like digital museum pieces. And this wasn't in daylight. This was inside a space egg filled with lasers and Eagles fans, and yet crystal clear, stabilized, perfectly exposed video. And it made me think, as I was being serenaded by one of the greatest rock bands in history, just how much I rely on this little gadget. As photographers, we like to think we're different. Artists, masters of light and shadow. But deep down, we all know we're using our iPhones way more than we care to admit. Yes, of course, if you want to shoot a billboard or make a gallery print or impress that one friend who still shoots in medium format film just to feel alive, then yes, use your big camera gear. But for everything else, the iPhone absolutely wipes the floor with us. And it does it while fitting into our pocket and doubling as a flashlight, which, of course, you can also wave above your head during the slow songs, obviously. And that's just the 16 Pro Max. The 17, good Lord, they're adding things like a 48 megapixel sensor with a 24mm main lens at 1.7 aperture, a 13mm ultra-wide at 2.2, and an insanely good 100mm zoom at 2.2. All with optical image stabilization, which essentially turns the camera into a tiny wizard with a PhD in computational photography. It can shoot better in the dark, track subjects like a predator drone, and probably make your ex jealous in 4K. As I sat there in the glow of the Sphere listening to Take It Easy, I realized just how integrated this thing is into my entire photography process. It finds my locations, it tracks the golden hour, acts as a light meter for my old film cameras, edits RAWs and JPEGs in the field, runs my cameras remotely, posts to my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, even my website. It's like the Swiss Army knife of the 21st century, except instead of a corkscrew, it has cinematic stabilization. And yet, as good as it is, I don't want to replace everything. Because as much as I love what it does, I still love photography. I love the craft, the mistakes, the process of setting exposure, thinking through composition, feeling like an artist rather than a tech support agent. And I don't want AI generating all my landscapes while I sit in a bar. I want to stand there in the wind, in the moment, and capture something real. I don't know what the future holds. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear what you think. Is the iPhone revolution the best thing ever? Are we losing something by letting AI do the heavy lifting? And is the Sphere the future of concerts or just a really expensive screensaver? Leave your thoughts and comments below. And if you enjoyed this little tech philosophy rock and roll rant, give the video a like and subscribe. It really helps me grow this channel and keeps me on iPhones and concert tickets. And now, as promised, some Sphere tips. So first up, seating. When you buy tickets, do not, and I cannot stress this enough, sit in the 100 section. Why? Because while it sounds close to the stage, most of it is actually underneath the 200 section. So you're basically watching the show with the ceiling over your head, which is a bit like driving a Ferrari with a blindfold on. You'll see the band, sure, but you'll miss out on the mind-melting visuals above you, which frankly are most of the experience. I found this out the hard way on night 1, and then on night 2, I went to Wizard of Oz and sat in the 300s, and suddenly it was like being reborn through a rainbow. In hindsight, I should have asked the wizard not for a brain, courage, or a heart, but for better seats. Honestly, anywhere in the 200, 300s, or even the 400s, and you are absolutely fine. In fact, there isn't really a bad seat on those levels. It's almost like someone designed a venue using common sense. So do yourself a favor, don't remortgage your house, save some money, grab something sensible, and enjoy the show like a genius, rather than a guy who paid too much to be front and center and really missed the whole point of the Sphere. So tip number 2, getting there. If you have electronic tickets, you should kind of skip the chaos. And it's really not bad, but an easier way is to go through the Venetian. So just go in the front of the Venetian and follow the signs back to the area where the meeting halls are and keep walking and walking. And eventually you'll hit a lovely little air-conditioned bridge that leads right into the Sphere. No Ubers, no crowds, no heat stroke, just quiet, civilized smugness. So thanks again for spending a few minutes of your day with me. And remember, as I always say, the best camera is the one that you've got with you, whether it's a Sony, a Leica, a Fuji, a Potato, Or an iPhone 16 Pro Max with facial recognition, 5G, AI enhancement, and the power of the sun inside it. Go out, take some photos, make some art before the robots do it for you.